Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. A very popular chart analyst says that XRP could easily 46x from this current price level, which of course would bring it to $23. I'll show you exactly what his perspective is, but he actually thinks it's reasonable to suppose it could go actually a lot higher than that this market cycle. We also have additional headlines that I think you're going to enjoy, including this one on your screen from Forbes. Shock leak reveals China could be about to blow up the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and, drumroll please, XRP. There's also this from You Today. XRP skyrockets 300% in crypto investment product inflows. And finally, this one from the Crypto Basic. XRP users to earn directly on XRP Ledger as Ripple looks to launch native lending protocol. Now, this story actually broke a few days ago, but I haven't had a chance to talk about it, so I want to get you caught up to speed and at least briefly touch on it a little towards the later part of the video. But there's just been so much going on with all the violent price action the last few days. I prioritize that, but I do want to talk about this because it's another thing that is going to help ensure the long-term viability of XRP. It's increased utility for the XRP ledger, and the market with. The market's already screaming at us for over a decade. We like XRP. It makes sense for it to be here based on its existing attributes. And it's just been getting better with the automated market maker and everything else. You can see everything's trending to the upside that matters, frankly. Whether you pick a metric. Wallets created, developer activity trending up for over half a decade. I mean, it's very clear that there's a reason the market has been screaming very blatantly, hey, we think it makes sense for it to be here. That's why XRP's always been in the top 10 cryptos by market cap for its entire life, over a decade. And so you could juxtapose that to, the XRP BTC pair, but I'll talk about that in this video. I'm excited for that. Like, people either just don't know what they're talking about, and so they misunderstand what it means when, XRP looks terrible priced against Bitcoin on the surface, or they're just being trolls. Because historically, it means that we're about to see some serious fireworks for XRP. But anyway, before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So the headline again from Forbes, shock leak reveals China could be about to blow up the price of Bitcoin, ETH, and, drumroll again please for dramatic effect, XRP. Bitcoin has bounced back from a weakened price crash, sparked by fears the Middle East conflict could spiral into a wider war. I gotta pause right there. We had a drop on, the first one was Friday, right? I'm not tripping, right? Yeah, so it was the first one was Friday. That had nothing to do with that. Or am I tripping and it was Saturday? Either way, the first day that we had the crash has nothing to do with that. The second day, after seeing a bit of a pop to the upside, then we got the news and then tanked to the downside. And that did correlate. So fair enough on that point, but I just wanted to parse that out a little bit. Anyway, the Bitcoin price has climbed to around $66,000 per Bitcoin after dropping towards $60,000 on Saturday. In recent months, a fleet of new Wall Street spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds have turbocharged the Bitcoin price amid predictions of a rapid cataclysmic US dollar collapse. Now, after a top Federal Reserve official issued a stark inflation warning, multiple financial giants in Hong Kong appeared to leak the news the Securities and Futures Commission, the SFC, had approved their spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF applications. China Asset Management, Balzera Capital, and Harvest Global have announced they had been approved to list spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in Hong Kong. There has not been an announcement from the SFC, however, and some of the social media posts from the financial giants have since been deleted, it was reported by CoinDesk. Okay, so previous market cycles, what we've had is China's banning Bitcoin because reasons, and then the market has responded not so favorably. I remember that happened actually, I think a couple months before I jumped into crypto in 2017, and I was catching up on what the hell crypto was and what had happened in recent months and years. And I remember seeing that story and seeing what it did to the market, and it was pretty bad. In a bull market, China's banning Bitcoin. So this time the news, we're adopting Bitcoin. And look, it was never actually going to matter in some sort of big scale. Like an individual country choose to be part of it or not. Okay, whatever. It's still going to be a thing and keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So in that sense, it didn't matter. But I understand why he's reporting the way that he is. because the institute, like the flows, the flows into Bitcoin as a result of these investment vehicles truly matters. And so I think people hyped it up too much in terms of what the ETFs in the United States mean in the short term, even though they have exceeded expectations to this point. I admit that for sure. But people underestimate just how impactful they're going to be over the long haul. So if you're talking about China jumping on board, fantastic. I don't know how much it's going to do in the short term, but it's certainly not bad. There's also this post from somebody I'm not familiar with, Michael Gayed. Gold is risk off, Bitcoin is not. Now, that makes sense to me. Bitcoin, you might as well just say all of crypto. They're specifically talking about Bitcoin, fine, but it's true of all of crypto. Crypto is risk on just like all equities are risk on. That they get treated the same. So that's why in times of uncertainty, while some Bitcoin maxis like to pretend like there's some sort of, well, they have the narrative that's just not true, but they pretend that, well, Bitcoin's the hardest money out there, bro. Okay, shut your stupid little mouth up. No, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you believe about it. The market's saying no, it's going to move directionally the same as what you expect to see with stocks. It just is, because it's viewed by people as risky. And so even if over the long haul, it's shown that it'll just continue to have incredible gains compared to other asset classes, fine, but there's still this perceived and I'd say actual risk, right? But is it going to stay like that? I'm not convinced. And Willy Woo, who is one of the most famous analysts in all of crypto, 1.1 million followers on X, shared the following post, which I think is accurate. He wrote, 100% correct. Bitcoin is risk on like all other exponential technology rollouts. Here's the kicker. Once it dominates gold's market cap, sadly, it will trade risk off. Its present trajectory has this milestone in 5 years. Unfortunately, you don't get wealthy being risk off. And that's true. So the only thing I have a little question mark over my head about would be the timeline. Maybe he's right, maybe he's not. I'm not going to pretend to know what the timeline is. The rest of it I do agree with. And it's also true for XRP. So we are fortunate to be in the early days, I would argue, even 15 years in, we're in the early days of crypto adoption. Almost no humans on the planet have ever held a single cryptocurrency. Something like 4 or 5% of humans have ever held a cryptocurrency. That's it. That's all. So almost no one. So you're to the party early. Congratulations. This is why you have your opportunity for life-changing wealth. That is true. But eventually, in a mature market, any cryptos that have that long-term viability, they're going to be boring. So we're excited about XRP and crypto in general. We're having a lot of fun here, broadly speaking. It will not always be like this. The market in the future, decades down the road perhaps, whatever it takes, it's going to be much more boring. And so if XRP is truly going to have long-term viability, which I think there's every indication that it will, eventually the volatility is going to be as diminished as what you see with precious metals, basically. It's not going to be exciting. And by then everyone's going to say, well, yeah, of course it was going to work. In hindsight, it's so obvious. Yeah. But you make the money by being there before it's obvious to the rest of the world, which is why we are here. We believe that we are right, and we just have to let time bear that out and prove it. And I think that is what's going to happen. Here's a headline from you today. XRP skyrockets 300% in crypto investment products. XRP experiences remarkable 300% increase. In the latest weekly fund flows report from CoinShares, the cryptocurrency investment landscape has witnessed a notable shift, with XRP emerging as a standout performer. Despite an overall outflow of $126 million from digital asset investment products, XRP-focused vehicles have bucked the trend by attracting a staggering $300,000 in inflows over the past 7 days. This marks a remarkable 300% surge compared to the previous week, reflecting a significant uptick in investor sentiment toward XRP-related financial instruments. With total inflows into investment products reaching $11 million since the beginning of the year, XRP has positioned itself as a leading contender among altcoins, surpassing the likes of Solana and Cardano. And so I wanted to highlight this just to note what we're talking about here is institutional money, institutional level money. That's we're talking about these flows in this report. That's it. And so you can say what you will about the sentiment with the typical idiot lemming retail speculator out there. How do you explain this? It's so fascinating to me that just you have the typical lemming idiot retail speculator, and then you have the wise money, the smart money, a lot of it on an institutional level, and you have the whales out there. And isn't it funny how the sentiment and behaviors are frequently the exact opposite? Doesn't that tell you something? I think the answer is yes. Here's a post from chart analyst Bobby A, and he shared this on April 13th, and this is after, I guess, the worst of the crash on that day. And he said, meanwhile, XRP BTC, and that's the chart on your screen, the XRP BTC pair. He says, do as you wish with this information. The worst news comes at the bottom and the best at the top. So, folks, are we having the best news or the worst news for XRP right now? See, we're having the worst news, broadly speaking, right? At least in terms of sentiment. I'm sharing with you positive stuff, obviously. I just shared with you a couple stories with positive headlines. But what's the sentiment in the XRP community? Well, I mean, okay, I'll parse it out. I'd say it's positive for most people, but if you hop on social media, it's going to look like it's nothing but negativity because the people that are upset are the noisiest. So it'll look as though it's horrible. So that's the worst that I've ever seen it, to be honest with you. It's right there. Maybe you could say it's equivalent to other major pullbacks. I mean, fine, you can make that argument. I'd probably say, okay, maybe it's in the ballpark, whatever. Splitting hairs at that point, don't really care. The point is, this is what happens before a major surge to the upside. This is that moment. And here you can see the new low for this market cycle, and the XRP BTC pair came the other day, but XRP's been popping to the upside since then. So I don't know for sure if that's the final low. Eventually there will be one. There always has been. And look at the previous market cycles. There always has been. And on the way down, you hope that each one is, and then it's not, and then the next one's not, and then the next one's not, but then finally one of them is. So we're just waiting for that. That is true. Here's a post from chart analyst Peppa. XRP looks like it wants green. Just think about it. And this is an XRP USD chart. He says, just think about it. XRP can do a 46x to hit Bitcoin's market cap. If Bitcoin tops at $150,000, this could be a 100x for XRP. So he says, easy math, isn't it? So look, I don't make price predictions. I don't know where it's going to go. That's not crazy, though. Especially the first one, a 46x, even from this price level, you're talking about 23 bucks. Now, I don't know if that's going to get hit this market cycle. It wouldn't surprise me. It's certainly possible. And then I'm less confident the higher you go in price. So if you're talking about, you know, a 100-fold increase to about 50 bucks this market cycle, well, I won't say it's impossible. I'm much more skeptical of that, but okay, it could happen. But regardless, if you look at how much money is in Bitcoin and the fact that it's a virtual certainty it's going to move much, much higher, when XRP goes, it goes. It doesn't need to reach the market cap of Bitcoin. Well, whatever Bitcoin's going to peak out at, XRP doesn't need to hit that. But if it runs up to anywhere even close to what Bitcoin's market cap is now, and then Bitcoin's got a market cap twice that, well, yeah, that's totally plausible. That's absolutely plausible. And again, I know it always seems impossible until one day you wake up and you see it's not impossible when it's actually happening. That's how it's always been in crypto. It's been said about Bitcoin and ETH, XRP, pick your coin. The sentiment gets bad. It's never going to happen, but then you wake up and it's happening. That's that. Same with Bitcoin a little over a year ago, early 2023, when people were calling for $12,000 Bitcoin. It's never going to go up. It's going to $2,000, whatever. No, that's not how this works, folks. From the Crypto Basic, XRP users to earn directly on XRPL as Ripple looks to launch native lending protocol. And this is pretty cool. More avenues for XRP holders to earn on the XRP ledger are emerging as Ripple recently proposed a native lending protocol. On Friday, Anshel Malhotra, the head of research at RippleX and Ripple software engineer Vaitatas Vitautumas, nailed it, jointly proposed an XRPL native lending protocol under the XLS66D specification. This announcement comes 4 weeks after the Crypto Basic first disclosed that efforts are underway to introduce an XRPL native lending protocol. Notably, the unveiled proposal seeks to expand the XRP ledger's DeFi capabilities, offering users more earning opportunities. It will enable peer-to-peer borrowing and lending of crypto assets without intermediaries. Moreover, this protocol will offer fixed-term loans with pooled funds and preset interest rates. While bypassing the need for collateral, it relies on off-chain underwriting and risk management. Notably, liquidity providers deposit XRP or other tokens into a lending pool to earn interest, while borrowers negotiate loan terms with a pool delegate who manages the lending pool. The protocol supports multi-lender single borrower lending pools for fixed-term loans. So, okay, that is fascinating. So yet another way for everyday people to earn by being participant within the XRP ecosystem, increasing the long-term viability of XRP by increasing utility. Because I believe that utility matters and will win the day. That is the core of my entire investment thesis, long-term. Now, in the short term, I recognize that the asset class moves together and crap coins are just going to result in a lot of life-changing wealth for people. I got that. So I'm playing that stupid game because it works. It just does. But I'm most interested, and I put the most money in those coins that offer true utility, because if there's a dramatic shift and it happens quickly, I don't want to be caught off guard. That's why I feel most comfortable having XRP as my largest position. It's the sweet spot in investing for me, as I mentioned in my last video. Because it's a large cap coin. It's been around tried and true over a decade. But even large cap coins like XRP don't have that much money in them, so you can still achieve life-changing wealth investing in a large cap. But that won't be the case in the future. Eventually, XRP will be considered risk off. It'll be so obvious. It'll be treated like gold in that sense. It'll just be boring. But we're nowhere near that. The opportunity for life-changing wealth here in 2024 today is very, very real. So lots to look forward to. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.